This is Roger Maloney for the Spotlight, and check out my exclusive interview with music artist Stori James. All right, let's see. All right, let me see what's going on. Oh, look who there is! What's up, Stori James? What's happening, yo? Hey, Heather, what's happening?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. So, like I said, this took 20 years in the making to get this interview happening. Everybody's been hearing the legend of Stori James. For everybody who doesn't know, tell everybody how'd you get your start in the music industry?
Well, I started out in hip hop. A lot of people don't know that because I write pop music. But I started out in hip hop, and it kind of saved my life. Started out with some friends from high school. We kind of slowly migrated up here to New York. After like a little rap group we had. And
what was the name of the rap group?
Oh, you don't want to know. We didn't know how to speak life to ourselves. It was called Poverty.
It was called Poverty?
Poverty.
You was trying to keep it hood?
We were trying to keep it something.
Nice.
But slowly but surely, guys weren't rapping as much, and I came up to New York with the producers that we all worked together and started recording songs, just actually saying what was going on with me. And slowly but surely, those songs that we made in that room in Queens, a year later, Stori James developed and got the deal.
Nice. Who did you get the deal with? How did that happen?
That was with RCA.
Oh, wow.
And it happened through me getting told no a lot of times.
Wow.
And then a friend of a friend who was working at a label asked me to go and see a particular lawyer named Scott Belcher.
Oh, wow.
And literally within 2 weeks, I was on every president's table. And
You're talking about dead presidents, right?
Oh no, I didn't even get to them.
Oh, okay.
But basically, we got in with Bob Jameson a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
And I got signed.
Oh, wow.
And, full deal with all the bells and whistles.
Explain to people the bells and whistles of music deals back in the day.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't like it is now. It
Right.
wasn't like you just make a name for yourself. The first person who offered me a deal came and saw me at a dive bar in Brooklyn with all my dudes who rap, and said, hey, come take a meeting and come perform at this label. It was Republic Records. So back in the day, it was you had to get somebody to take a meeting.
Right.
Now meetings come to us because we make a presence and because we make an audience for ourselves.
Right.
So there wasn't that opportunity. I was just blessed with people who could get a meeting.
Right.
So if I could bring the goods and they could get the meeting, then they could cut the check.
Nice. Nice. So this is your first album. How did you decide what were you going to do? Were you going to sing? Were you going to rhyme? What were you thinking about doing?
By that time, I had definitely transitioned into, I guess, a truer version of myself, which is always happening. And it was all singing. It was just me telling my story. I was heartbroken. I had just come out of depression. So I was just charged with telling everybody how I had overcome. And I just told the truth on that album. I just literally laid it all out. From broken heart to getting over it to suicide to anything that could come to mind.
What was the name of that project?
Based on a true story.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So the album's out. Things is going well. What happened next?
So we get to time for some changes to the project. And now there's all kind of music coming from all kind of people. And you don't have to be this or that. At the time, they were well, some were you sound too white. Some were you're not soulful enough. Some were you need to be a little sexier. And I just didn't want to compromise.
Wow.
So the project is put on hold, and there's other artists that are bubbling, because that was the time of American Idol. And so I left RCA, and then I started doing some stuff independently, and other people put in bids, but we just never locked up. I never got another family.
Oh, wow.
Like that again. So I did go into publishing and got publishing right after that.
Oh, nice.
And then I just started like writing, and eventually I said I would get back to being an artist, but I started trying to craft myself into this writer. I don't know if that was the best decision. I guess there's some things only I can say.
Right. You don't think writing was the best decision? Why would you say that? Because we know a lot of songwriters that are.
I credit myself, and I did play songs. Like, I'm thankful. I've been in rooms that I'm grateful for, and play songs with some really quality artists. The reason I say it might not have been the best decision for me is because of why I made the decision. I made the decision because it seemed safe. And nothing that really was great for me. Moving to New York with nothing, with 2 kids and all these things. None of my safe decisions became good output or good after I made those decisions.
Wow.
And I could definitely say that about writing. It's not that I'm not great at writing. I mean, for the right price, I can make shit tighter. Like Jay said.
Right.
But there are some things. I think the first deal was me trying to write for other people and them saying, hey, we want you.
Oh,
and
wow.
I probably should have continued to follow that, and I got a little scared. Any decision I think that comes out of fear, it stifles creativity, and it's not the right decision, at least for me.
And do you feel that fear held you back, or did fear save your life? That's a good question.
Fear definitely held me back.
Oh, wow.
I think fear gets attached to good enough. I think fear gets attached to I'm not enough.
Oh, wow.
And I think I definitely grappled with that.
Well, we've seen a lot of artists break down. Tamar Braxton, Azalea Banks. Everybody's going through a lot of mental health breakdown. But for you started to, go to church, find God, find Jesus, and what was the shift for you?
I think the shift was my first breakdown was before the music. My first breakdown was the catalyst to getting my deal. So my first breakdown, I wasn't honest enough to be broken. I was with like a person who played NFL ball, and I was the girl singing, and it had this look, but it was terrible. And I think that first breakdown, before anything, before any new accomplishments, like helped me to see that God could come in, meet me, and get me through. So I'm not saying there weren't any more breakdowns. Just like Tamar or Azalea, theirs is just in front of you. I just decided to hide for 10 years.
Wow. Wow.
Because I didn't want to talk about depression, because I didn't know how to process and talk about the things that were happening to me. And I didn't think it beneficial. I'm like, how am I going to say these awesome words on songs and talk about live, laugh, and love and feel every touch? And how am I going to say it's okay that sometimes I feel like blowing up, sometimes I feel like breaking, when I can't live it? Because when I break down, I want to isolate. And I gave into my feelings.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm no better than them. I do have Christ, and I do know He gets me through. And I think Christ is available to everyone. I think a better part of yourself is available to all of us. But the process to tapping into that looks different for different people.
Wow.
You know?
So what I've noticed is last couple of years, I feel like you've had like a resurgence. Where did the resurgence come for you to say, you know what, I'm going to get back, I'm going to do what I love, and how did you balance that with the kids?
Wow, I'm still learning how to balance it with the kids and a husband. But you know what it's like? It's like knowing that you got $1 million in the bank, and so inside you living without the $1 million because you just can't find the account number. You know the account number's there, you know the money is in the bank, and you like, I am living at less than what I have. And I just need to find that account number. I need to turn over every rock. I need to flip over everything in my house and everything I have until I find that account number. But it's $1 million that I have in my soul, in my account. And in 2018, I created a vision board. I dreamed again outside of the stuff that I have lived out for years. I'm married. I have 2 new little kids, and my older girls are at different stages in their life, and they're with me, and we're all this big bunch of bandits, you know. But there was something missing. And in 2018, I made the decision. In 2019, outwardly, I think I saw more of those actions. So I performed like every month. and I started writing again.
That's right. You was moving. You was booking shows for yourself like you was on tour.
Yes, and I actually performed right before the pandemic, and like started touching base with a production company, and just started dreaming again. I want to build a camp. I want to help other writers. When I see other talent, and I'm like, I should be somewhere that can help you. I'm like, I am somewhere that can help you. Whether it be through knowledge, through still being able to pick up the phone and call someone, or just help you cultivate the gift. And I want to exercise that. I can't leave that in the bank before I leave this earth. I can't leave it here. And that's what motivated me. You know, to just like, you're going to have to push through these feelings, sis. You're going to have to do it sad sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to do it afraid. And there were days where I did shows and I wanted to cancel. And I would just push and really push. And I would go and I would be like, see, you just have to push through it. And I still talk to myself like that.
Nice. Now, another thing I want to ask you is what I found unique. You're on the worship team at a church in Harlem called Renaissance.
Yes, I am.
How does that experience help you?
Well, it was a confirmation for me because I felt that though I did not sing songs that were church songs or what the outside world would call Christian songs, that everything I was doing that God created me to do is worship. Whether other people see it as that or not. So I might be on the stage talking about people cheating or someone opening the door to like a cheating situation. But I'm telling someone's story. I'm telling someone's testimony. And that is all, that all works together. Or if I'm saying something that's encouraging, I'm still worshiping because I'm doing what God put me on earth to do. And that's make people feel validated in the stories that they're taking place in. Like, I tell my story because I want to validate somebody else's.
That's good stuff. So now, how'd you get the name Stori James from? Where did that come from?
Okay, so people used to always ask me, is Stori James your real name? And I always say yes, because it came from me. So I was signed at the same time as a wonderful woman and artist named Heather Headley. I am a brown girl named Heather, and she is a brown girl named Heather on the same label, and she was a much bigger Heather than I.
Is that Heather Headley? Aida Heather Headley?
Yes,
very nice.
Heather Headley. And so I went home that night after that meeting, like, you need a name. And I didn't want anybody to give me a name. I didn't want anything artificial. And I woke up with the idea of Stori. And I was like, I was like, well, Stori what? I was like, James is a common name. And I tell stories of common people with an uncommon perspective. That's my name. And I woke up, I told my manager, I told my team, and everybody was like, yeah. And it was that. Ever since then, and there was nobody else. It was Stori James.
So give everybody an example. You released a couple of songs already. Before we give everybody a live example, name some of the songs that you released and you did a video for.
For myself, well.
For yourself, and for other artists.
Okay, so one of my favorite songs for myself and another artist is a song that I did with M1 and from Dead Prez and myself called Till We Get There. And the reason I love that song is because even if we put that song out right now, it would still speak. It would still say, till we get there, I am on your side. It talks about the solidarity of my brothers and sisters. And I remember us sitting there in the studio and like channeling Tupac and thinking about the things that make our community like great. And if that song played right now, though I did it over 10 years ago, it would still speak. And I love songs that are timeless. I consider myself to be timeless. Sometimes before my time, because I listen to a lot of great artists right now who inspire me to continue to be myself and continue to, even if I put out the old album now, it will still speak.
Nice. So Stori, give us a sample. Give me some bars, give me some lyrics, because people don't understand that when you're hanging with Heather and you go into her house, you know, she might pop in, yo, can you guys listen to this track real quick? So I want everybody to experience what I've experienced. So Stori, just give them a sample of something real quick.
Let me see. All right, I'm gonna give you something new. What should I give them, a freestyle?
You give them a freestyle if you want
Freestyle?
to. Yeah.
Okay.
You can do a freestyle. You can do a sample of your song, whatever you want.
Okay, this is what I'm thinking about today.
It could be, you could do something, if you want to do something that you just wrote, something that's off the top of your head, or maybe you want to do something that reflects the times. Because remember, we went through quarantine, protests, pandemic.
I'm gonna do something that's about the time. Politics, blood stains, poverty and war games, dollar signs, too many lies and alibis. Let's hear it for the American dream. What a shame. Wake me from the nightmare that I see. Just a matter of wrong, just a matter of right. Just a minute in time, just a matter of days, just a matter of nights, just a minute in time, just a minute in time, just a matter of wrong, just a matter of right. Oh, it's just a minute in time. Da 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 da.
Oh, don't get off! I'm not noisy. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Stori James.
That's what I have to say about right now.
That's dope. Stori, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.